Good morning, friends. Today we're gonna do a high cycling workout, and I thought I had oh I thought I had an idea of what I really wanted to do, but now I'm thinking of changing it a little bit. So I think we're gonna go with the change thing. I have a little whiteboard set up over here. I'm gonna pull that out real quick, and I'm gonna show everybody what we're talking about. Otherwise, today, preferably, you would have a dumbbell of some sort. I have a 27.5 pounder right here. And this is what I'm going to use. So this isn't particularly heavy for me. This is fairly light. This is what I prefer to do my accessory fun stuff with. And so it's not going to be that challenging. So I'm going to up my volume, and maybe you would do the same depending on how the loading feels to you. So if it's heavy, obviously bring your volume down. Maybe it's 1 or 2 movements per minute. If it's lighter, like this for me, I'm going to be doing, the original plan was 4 minutes. I'm sorry, 4 movements per minute. But now I'm going to change that. So give me a second. I'm going to go grab my whiteboard, change it up, and I'll try to prop it up here. That was the sound that you heard earlier. The beeping was my GoPro. I'm going to try to back up this workout so I can do some light editing on it, but you'll get the benefit of this live version unedited first if you want to do this. So the workout is essentially every minute on the minute for 30 minutes. It's a classic time dictated Grace or Isabel. So in the CrossFit world, there is a benchmark workout called Grace, which is 30 clean and jerks for time at 135 pounds or 95 pounds of clean and jerks. So you take one barbell, 1 clock, 3, 2, 1. How many times can you get it from the ground to the overhead position? Actually, how fast can you get the barbell from the ground to the overhead position 30 times in a row? And then there's Isabel, which is the same kind of idea, but now it's snatches. So the bar is on the ground. I tap the ground, get the bar overhead, bring it back down, do it again. I'm upstairs in our bedroom. I'm not going to be able to drop a barbell or anything in here. So I can't do that, but I can utilize this dumbbell, and that's what we're going to do today. So let me grab my whiteboard. So I think we're going to do some editing. See that this is flipped here. So we're not going to be able to read that as well. This says 1 hang clean, 1 hang squat clean, 2 shoulder to overhead, every 30 seconds alternating sides for 30 minutes. So that was the original intention. I think we're going to do it this way. I'm going to do a lot of squatting today. 1 hang snatch. 1 hang squat snatch. So I'm going to split this up so I can hit both movement patterns. I'm just going to erase that last line at the bottom. Okay, so now here's our new workout. 1 hang snatch plus 1 hang squat snatch. And then what I had earlier, 1 hang clean, 1 hang squat clean, 2 shoulder to overhead. We're going to go every 30 seconds alternating sides. So I'll do this, hang snatch and hang squat snatch per side for 15 minutes. And then I'll do this for 15 minutes. So I'll still complete 30 minutes here. but that's what we want to try to do today. 15 minutes here. 15 minutes here. We're going to run one clock and that's it. I will keep this here. So let's cover the movements. All right. Number 1, snatch. That just means that, and I'm going to go with a hang iteration today. I'm going to start with the bell in my hand, and I'm just going to let it hang down there. From here, I want to see if I can get my fist towards knee level, something like that. And so I'm sending my butt back, and I'm pulling my hand back. So I find a position like this. See, my back is neutral and not rounded. That's something to be mindful of. So I want to be here. I'm going to violently extend the knees and the hips, get the elbow to come up, and then I'm going to punch through to get to my overhead position. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And actually, I don't feel like squatting. So we'll just do this. This is the fun part. You always get to kind of talk about your workouts prior to doing them. You break it down, and then you get to adjust as needed. This might be a great workout for everybody. I did rocket launchers. Have you done rocket launchers? They're terrible. So we're going to go 3 hang snatches. Now, 15 minutes of 3 hang snatches per side, then 15 minutes of a hang clean, hang squat clean, 2 shoulder to overhead. So I just demonstrated what the hang snatch was looking like. And so if I show you with the actual dumbbell now, I'm here, knee level. Switching hands. I'm going to do that every 30 seconds for 15 minutes. And then this is the second complex. A hang clean, the difference between a snatch and a clean is that the snatch ends up all the way overhead. The clean ends up at shoulder level. I want to get to shoulder level. So same start position that we're talking about. Fist at knee level, back is flat. But rather than driving that elbow up, I'm just going to swing it forward, breaking the elbow. So it's like a swing, it's like a cheat bicep curl. Then the bell should end up at shoulder level. I'm resting my upper arm on my torso. Then I'm going to do that again, but this time I'm going to add a squat. And if you understand this movement, the goal is to pull into the squat. The bell should come up. Then from here, we're going to go overhead twice. So it's similar to the last movement that we just did. In this overhead position, whether I'm at the end of the snatch or the end of the clean and jerk, the goal is the elbow is completely locked out. I didn't end here. This does not count yet. This isn't the end of the movement until the elbow is completely locked. Arm is behind the head. That's what we got. One of the things that you'll note too is that I'm trying to get my arm behind my head a little bit. And that just gives me a better shoulder angle. You can see that this is completely open. I've got my elbow stacked over my shoulder over my rib cage over my hip. If my arm is what we would consider shallow here, That's a lot of stress on the deltoid. And that deltoid, while it looks nice, isn't a great stabilizer for the shoulder. I want to use a bunch of the meat in the back. So if I pinch my shoulder blades together, this is the position I would end up with. Also be mindful that you're not arching your back like this. That means I lost tension in my abs, and now all the stress is here in my back. So if you tend to have some back issues, maybe you could work on more core exercises to get this a lot stronger. Cool? So that's what we're going to look for here. Getting up and overhead. I'm going to set my clock up on my phone right here. And we're going to get going. So quick review, hang snatch. I have my dumbbell. Hang snatch is going to be hand to knee level, get it overhead. And if you remember, we're doing 3 per side. So now I'm going to switch hands safely, quickly. Then I'll rest. So however long it takes you to complete the 3 on the 30 seconds is however long it takes you. Ideally, it's done fairly quickly, and then you get the rest of that interval to catch your breath. So after that, we're then going to go to the hang clean, hang squat clean, and shoulder overhead. So from here, hang clean, hang squat clean. Now I'm just going to add that squat to it. 2 shoulder to overheads. That would be 1 on one side. Then every 30 seconds, I'm going to alternate. So now I'm going to go on this side. And that's what we got today. So let's get this clock going. If you don't have a dumbbell handy, a kettlebell works. If you don't have a kettlebell, something you can consider is maybe like a heavy handle item. So let's say I have a sling bag right here. I could potentially fill this up because it's got a handle, and I could do the same things. It's overhead here. I could do a clean as well, or rather, and it sits on the forearm. This would be similar to a kettlebell, which fortunately I have one handy right here where it sits on the outside of the body. You get a tight forearm. You can see that my wrist is erect all the way through. I'm not there with the floppy wrist. This tends to give people a bunch of bruises on the forearm. So I think knuckles go through, and that's a better rack position there. I also try to think of 2 ways to hold it. Number 1, you can see that here in the camera, I have a vertical forearm. Alternatively, I can hug this side of the forearm against my chest. And now you're in a good kettlebell rack position. It's the same thing overhead as well. If you have it there. Same arm position that we were talking about earlier, but now it's just with a kettlebell. I could also do this with a backpack, which would be similar to the sling that I just showed you here. Same idea, right? This is still a rack position. If I load this up, it can be as heavy as I need to and still get it overhead. The elbow is still locked. The arm is still aligned with the body the way I want it to. Anybody can do fitness if you truly, truly want to. So I get my clock set up for every 30 seconds. I'm going to get my tripod as well. If you don't already have one, if you're on at least iPhone or something like that, this is called a Key stance. It won't come with this. This is something that I added to it, but it does come with a little key ring so you can put it on your keychain or whatever. So this is meant for lightning ports at the very, very end of it right there. And then it just kicks out. like so. And now you have a nice little tripod that works for you, right? Alternatively, if you're planning to use it like this on its side, or you could read it front-facing camera, back-facing camera, it's pretty awesome. And the best part, it's only like $8. Maybe I will link in the description later one of these so that you can pick one up too. It will be an Amazon affiliate link, so that means we can get some kickback from that. But also, this is an app called Wod Timer. You can click in. I'm on an EMOM function right here, and you can plug in your stuff. So it says every 30 seconds for 30 minutes, 60 total rounds, because remember, we're switching the exercise halfway. I can simply start the timer. And now once I hit that play button, I'm going to get a 10-second lead off time, and then we're going to get going. So I'm going to crack this window because I'm getting warm. It's going to be warm. We're going to go. Once I get this GoPro set so I can record this workout. All right, y'all. Starting off with 3 snatches per side, 10 seconds. Oh, yeah, this is also not going to be that exciting until you're somewhere halfway and tired. EMOMs are great because it allows you to focus. It's just training with the dumbbell, interval style. You can see how smooth I'm trying to make that motion. It's an extension of the hips, followed by the shoulders, followed by the elbow, and a big punch through. My other arm acts as a way to counterbalance everything. Great opportunity to practice breathing as well. Three. We're getting warm now. We're at 6 rounds in of 60 rounds. Nice way to work on some other stuff is to do a negative strict press and then a negative curl at the end for some bonus arm and shoulder work. But we go from like high dynamic to strict strength, which is also highly beneficial. And then obviously I just talked about how beneficial it is and didn't do it. Remember to adjust your reps as needed. Maybe you're not doing 3 at a time. Maybe you're doing 2. Maybe you're doing 1. Are you working on skill? Are you trying to get some conditioning in? Is it stamina work where you're trying to make the shoulders tired and learn how to function when they don't want to move? Or is it conditioning where you're just trying to breathe hard? Maybe add more reps, especially if it's light. I could add more, but I'm trying to wake up here. Very deliberate movement is what we're looking for, what I'm trying to practice. Hey, look at that. We're halfway done with the snatches. Especially if you haven't touched a barbell in a while, this one's great. Just getting the overhead position and seeing how snappy you can be in getting there. I'm going to try for more power to turn it more into a muscle snatch, where my legs lock and they stay locked, rather than the power iteration where I rebend to catch. Another reason we do this interval practice is so that you can be powerful every rep, each and every rep. How deliberate can you be? How sharp can these movements be? 5. Because we don't have that kind of focus with your body weight movement workouts necessarily. So this is a perfect opportunity to do that. Again, intervals, can't push it too much. I'm definitely starting to feel it. So I know I'm on the right track here because my focus is specific. And I know why I'm doing this workout. I'm trying to wake up my shoulders, maintain my movement patterns. How snappy can I be getting overhead? And then eventually, how snappy can I be in getting to the shoulder? Last couple of reps here with the snatches. Ten seconds. This is round 26 of 60. If you're not following along already, foundationcrossfit.com/blog. Plenty of workouts, daily programming, all there for everybody to ingest. Take advantage of it. Fitness and health generally go hand in hand. Not always, not for everybody, but a good way to stave off that sickness. We don't want any chronic disease, diabetes, hypertension, obesity. These become high risk factors and put your body at unnecessary risk. So why not take care of it? Plus, as they say, if you don't use your body, you lose your body. I want to stay young and energetic, and I want to be able to put my arm over my head when I'm older. So every one of these reps is a rep somebody else didn't do. I'm going to enter older age with a lot more practice, right? And if it's quality practice, I'm not going to be hurt. These things are not going to be overused or strained too much. Okay, that was it. Now we're moving to the cleans. Hang clean, hang squat clean. 2 shoulder to overhead. 2. Okay. Watch again, I'll hit it on the other side. Hang clean, squat clean, shoulder to overhead. Twice, shoulder overhead twice. Clean, squat clean. 1, 2. Hang clean, squat clean. So now we're adding that squat movement pattern in here. How quickly can you get down? But you should only go as low as you can keep your heels down. This will be 34 out of 60. Ten seconds. Keep it up. Gonna go big hips. Drop. Overhead twice. 1, 2. If you didn't notice, I'm using my legs just a tad to get that overhead. Dip, drive. This will be around 39 out of 60. Oh, yeah. So I'm obviously not like tired right now. I'm not breathing hard, but I definitely feel those engines working. Great way to start your morning too. There's no particular like kill yourself thing here. We don't need to be high intensity every day, especially if you're doing multiple workouts. All right, one focus might be on snappiness and how dynamic you can be. Another time can be fast and crazy and hairy and all that good stuff. Not today, not here. There's a beautiful little contrast between the hang clean and the hang squat clean. With the hang clean, I'm trying to pull that weight up. With the hang squat clean, I'm trying to pull my body down rather than pull the weight up. So if you could kind of search that out, that's what I'm trying to feel out every round. Up, under. The light's not turning on. There you go. Good opportunity to play those negatives as well, like we were talking about before. 10 seconds. Ten seconds. Trying to get my lights to change up. Can't have music. I'm gonna have party lights. You can get these on Amazon. It's pretty awesome. You just control it with your app. All right, that was round 51 out of 60. We're in the home stretch here. Four. That was round 55 of 60. We're going into 56 of 60. I've just been like odd, even between my arms. Make sure you're not dropping your weight. You don't want to wake up your neighbors that way. Also, make sure you drink a ton of water, especially in the morning. That was 58. Two more. Last time on this side. Make it good. Last one.
Last round.
Oh, thanks, robot voice. You did it. Good job, everybody. 10 more seconds if you're still working. 4, 3.
Well done.
You're killing it. Rocket ship. Check mark. Fireworks. Congratulations. There's another workout that you completed. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit better. I got a little sweat going. We're going to do 2 quick but really important cool down stretches if you did this work correctly. Let me get my dumbbell out of the way. So, number 1, hamstrings. You should be feeling it there. So, can you see me? I'm going to sit down. I'll straddle out as much as I can. And then we're going to stretch. This is going to get the back of the legs, the glutes, the back of the knees, and the lower back. Obviously, if you're more flexible, kick your legs apart even more. If you're less flexible, let your legs come in a little bit more. But the idea here is that you're going to get your sternum to touch the ground, your belly button to touch the ground. And you can relax your head, but your goal is to focus on breathing. So we're going to go 10 deep breaths on it. 1. Every 2 to 3 breaths, check if you can get further. Two more. So if you notice, and if you're to scrub back in the video, where I was when I started is now different from where I am now. But it takes time, right? Flexibility is not going to show up if you're not working on it. Stretch number 2, upper shoulders and the chest. So I can slip my feet underneath my bed frame here. I'm going to put my arms up or my hands up onto this bench. I'm going to try to get my pinkies as close as possible. Then I'm just going to try to raise my chest. Let's say you don't have a bed nearby. What can you do? Well, you can do it on the ground. So I'm going to get in a sit-up position. Same kind of idea. My hands go back. Palms are flat. Elbows are locked. Pinkies are close. From here, I'm going to butt walk away until I find that stretch. But chest up, eyes up. And the same thing, wherever you are, I'm just going to hang out for 10 seconds or 10 deep breaths or so. I try to focus on pinching my shoulders together. Each and every breath. Each and every breath. Get some blood flow back in the elbows. Ooh, try not to hit anything. Otherwise, nice job today. We'll see you next time.